Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Advancement Center and welcome to the new world, the magic of life, your magical life, and hypersonic magic. It's always great to be here with you. And there's a lot happening for each of us on the planet, as even the solar flares fire out energy at a level that hasn't been seen for 10 years. And that energy makes its way into our atmosphere, whatever of it that is allowed to make its way here. But it produces a different field, a different flow. And for me, it's announcing the arrival of more change, more expansion, and I can feel it in the air. It's anticipation, but it's also the travel through the old territory into the new, breaking new ground, forging our way into the new with a boost of energy and a level of energy that takes everyone to a place where they begin to see life in a different way. Each of us have always been who we are, and we deliver what we deliver in our life as only we can deliver, and as only we are able to deliver at that particular time. And then we grow and we change and we deliver something different. And we find our way moving towards something grander than the life that's fixated on being a human. Not that there's anything wrong with that, for that is what is part of the experience of being here. But at some point it changes, and you begin to feel a nudging, a pushing into a new aspect of yourself. You begin to feel a purpose. You begin to see the orchestration of your life and where you are now and where you have come from. And you begin to know that you came to do something more than what you might be doing or what you might have been doing before. So we move further and further into our own expansion, and then collectively, as the human entity, growing and changing. So I can certainly feel all that happening now. I can feel the earth itself moving forward into a new field of energy. I can feel it in myself, and I can feel it on the planet. And it comes to me to deliver to you what I see and feel and know, for you to take as you choose to take. So allow the vibration of my words, of my essence, to flow over you, under you, and through you, and give you what you need, whether you remember one word or not, or whether you even know that something's impacting the betterment of your life. So I start off by reading what's called It's Not Our World. I have built my own world, and it is in where there is only perfection. It was said in the movie, if you build it, they will come, but only those that resonate with your world will come, just as you will only enter worlds that resonate with you. My world does not include the war in Ukraine or the war between Israel and Palestine. It does not include fights with City Hall about how they are doing things, or with any other government entity about how they are doing their job. It does not include a war with the medical industry, or the environmental agencies, or the people in charge of nature, or wildlife, or chemtrails. It does not include a war with the banking system, the housing market, the employment agencies, or the economy. It does, however, include all the people in the places and systems that I mentioned. And you may get a signal from your spirit to get involved in a conflict, but there will be no energy that has anything to do with picking a side. It may be that you get sent somewhere to stand in a room or stand on a piece of land to change the balance and bring about harmony. But I say again, it won't involve picking a side. It won't involve entering the war. It could appear as though I am burying my head in the sand and naive to the injustices of one country against another, or the government against its people, or all the other injustices humans perpetrate against one another. But I am not. I am quite aware of what is really going on, and am choosing instead to create a world where all are welcome and where none of those things exist. I am not hiding. I am leading in my own way others to create their own world of perfection and live there, so that as each one creates their world of perfection, they will inspire one more to do the same until only perfection exists. The main qualities of your perfected world, qualities that all must have, are kindness and respect for each one's world without infringement or control of another's freedom. These are simple, basic tenets that all worlds must have. They are universal tenets that are founded on caring, love, and harmony. These qualities exist in every human being, and they are the foundation for the existence of every civilized nation. Only when greed and selfishness take over does the collapse of something beautiful begin. Now we're up to over 8 billion people on the planet that are part of this current civilization, and it would appear that greed and selfishness is winning. But that's just it. We are given the appearance of that being the truth. But in fact, it is far from the truth. The truth is that there are far more people enjoying this life and who are changing the perception of that reality and reality itself, one smile, one giggle, one bit of laughter at a time. Think back to when you were a child. You did not know what was happening on the 11 o'clock news, and yet it was your joy and your happiness of your own world that was actually changing the world. You laughed and played without a care, and you lived in a world of magic and miracles. You were still connected to your Creator, and any problems you might have experienced vanished into thin air in the blink of an eye as you quickly returned to your world of perfection. The lie is that children are self absorbed, almost narcissistic in their desire to please themselves, having someone look after their every need and seeming selfish and recognizing the needs of others. We try to teach them to be unselfish so that they, as they get older, they can be good citizens of the planet. There's certainly value in this, but we have missed what they are trying to teach us. And that is that if you create your world of perfection and live in it, you are the bearer of the greatest power to change the world. For your world of perfection exists as the only world, and it allows others to see that there is another way, a way to recognize other worlds, but not to get pulled into their field, not to get lured into reaction to the fight, the conflict, or the war, not to pick a side, not to join the debate, become a part of the argument. As human beings who have been taught to be good citizens, we naturally want to help bring about change, so we get involved. But we don't realize that we have, by joining the fray, made the problem more real as we bring it into our world of perfection. There was a time when there was no news and no phones and no televisions, and even as an adult, you lived like a child. Imagine living in a small village where you knew nothing except what was going on in your village. If the drinking water got contaminated, you had to figure out what to do, for no one else outside the village knew your water was contaminated. If people from the neighboring village came in to your village and stole something of yours, you had to figure out a solution without going to war, because no one knew what was happening outside of your village. Now, every story of every conflict, real or made up, is available to come into your world of perfection and cause you to feel as though you must do something, or at least be outraged by it. And then you pass that outrage on to all your friends so they can be outraged too. And the outrage enters every individual world of perfection and makes what may not even be real even more real. There is and always will be a bigger picture to what you see is going on in the world around you. Many of these wars and conflicts have been going on for thousands of years. Don't you think that there is something more going on than meets the eye? One purpose is to steal your joy, to make you feel that you can't be happy until these problems are solved. Another is to keep you engaged in a mode of conflict resolution. Let me tell you, there are enough conflicts, wars, rumors of wars, and causes to join for every one of the 8 billion people on the planet to pick a side about something for the next 1,000 years. And this can just be in your neighborhood and family, let alone the whole planet. So today I ask you to join me in saying these powerful 3 words: not my world, not my world. And then hear all of humanity saying, not our world, not our world. You can feel the change all over the planet as these words are spoken, as they echo and vibrate through the mountains and the canyons, over the plains and through the valley. Not my world, not our world. Over the ocean, seas, and every river, over the deserts and the marshlands, over the trees, and over every piece of life that exists upon this beautiful planet. Not my world, not our world. And watch as all the conflicts, all the wars, and all the injustices come to an end. So I challenge you that the next time someone comes into your field and begins to tell you how outraged they are about something happening in the world or just next door, trying to enter your world of perfection, I challenge you to utter these 8 words: I'm sorry, but that's just not my world. Welcome back to your childhood. Welcome back to your freedom. Welcome back to your world of perfection. And welcome back to you. Now run along and play. It is through your world of perfection that you are changing the world. Cheers. This is titled Condemned. I am the housing inspector from the New World Housing Authority, and I am here today to tell you that your house of fear is being condemned. Yours is not the first, nor will it be the last, as I am making my way around your planet at a high rate of speed. I have been given permission by the head of the Housing Authority to inspect the condition of every home that has been infested by fear and condemn it, to stop it from spreading to other homes, especially the newly constructed houses. We will be providing new homes in the new world for all those that will be displaced from the homes that are condemned and set for demolition. These homes are not salvageable, and any attempt to repair them and return to them will be met with swift action from the enforcement arm of the Housing Authority. Once you receive your notice of condemnation, you will have 48 hours to evacuate. Once you receive your notice of condemnation, and all contents that are in your house must be left, for they are also infested with the frequency of fear. Leave everything behind except the clothes on your back, and even those will be put in the fire and burned once you arrive at the transition station to be issued your new clothes and your keys to your new house. So after you receive a condemnation order, a vehicle will arrive within 48 hours to take you to the transition station. We will notify you about the exact time of your departure. This fear has been the most insidious pest that we have ever seen. It has the ability to infiltrate itself into every nook and cranny within your house, and it even penetrates the cells and atoms of the material that is used to build your house. In the past, we have tried to tent the houses and aggressively fumigate them, but every time the pesky fear would return, and in some cases, the infestation would become worse. In the new world, your new house, which is your body, will be free of all fear. This is something you have never experienced here on earth, for within every breath you take and every step you take, fear has been your constant companion. It is flowing through the blood of your veins. It is in every member of your body, and it is in every one of the trillion of cells that are inside your body. This is because of past traumas that you experienced in other lifetimes, and because of ancestral trauma that has been passed down to you through your lineage. Just imagine being a child and you and your parents have gone to a concert. There are 20,000 people in the stadium. Somehow you get separated from your parents, and all you see around you are strangers. You are feeling separated from your source, separated from love, safety, well-being, and even the knowledge of who you are. For at this point in your life, your identity is connected to your parents. In that moment, fear begins to grip you, and every thought of what could happen begins to enter your mind, even death. Tears begin to flow down your face, and even though there are 20,000 people around and even some security officers, you become frozen where you stand. And even though you want to speak, no sound comes out of your mouth. Separation. This is the root of the fear that is in our bodies. Separation from the love, safety, security, and well-being of the source of our being and from our original home. This fear permeates every aspect of the human you, and it influences your every decision. After love, it is the most powerful force on the planet, and we are easily overcome by it. We can go for moments without feeling it, but it rears its head at almost every turn. When your body does something different, when your direct deposit paycheck shows up a few hours late, when the phone rings in the middle of the night and it's your child, or when your car makes a strange sound on an empty highway road. The greatest fear, though, is connected to your body and your health, for within that vessel lies the great fear that we call death. And since the death of the body seems so final, this fear rules all other fears, and it is not even close. It is this fear that produces the actions and behaviors that are related to survival. Wash your hands, drink at least 6 8-ounce glasses of water a day, eat green leafy vegetables every day, don't drink, don't smoke, just be afraid, be very afraid. And as the parents found their young son after just 15 minutes of being separated, 15 minutes that felt like 15 years, he was relieved and began to cry, this time tears of joy. And even though nothing like this would ever happen again, the memory of that separation and the fear that was a part of it would remain in that boy's body and cells until a day when a new body, a new home would be prepared for him. This is the story of the human entity, and this is why your house is being condemned and why a new house is being prepared for you in the new world. The end of separation is here, and the knowing of who you really are is upon you. As you know who you really are, the true you that is behind the human aspect of you comes forward, and you are all of a sudden in the new world. Once here, all trauma dissolves, and your body will lose the density of the memories of being separated from its source. It will be home, for you will be home, and you and your body will be full of light and as light as a feather. For the anchor of separation and the fear that kept you tied to the dock of survival will be lifted from the ocean floor, and you will rise. You will rise. That little boy was never truly separated from his parents, and we have never truly been separated from the source. Yes, there may have been a physical separation, but who you truly are as a divine, eternal spirit is never cut off from your connection with Source and all life everywhere. So we choose to experience the separation so we could know the immensity and magnificence of being connected. And so we could experience things that are not love, that are riddled with fear, doubt, and worry, for this is how we chose to grow and expand, to become the Christed one, full of compassion and full of love that does not exist in this physical plane, imbued with the Christ consciousness, having passed through the valley of the shadow of death. For just as the 23rd Psalm spoken by my namesake David says, the source is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake. The source is my shepherd. I shall not want. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will not fear. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, for we are never separated, and I will dwell in the house of the source forever. So now let us make every preparation for the arrival of our new home in the new world. Let us not shrink in the face of what would keep us anchored to the dock, but instead let us stand tall and with our mighty friend hypersonic magic, push through the veil to reach our divine destiny. Can you imagine the end of fear? Can you imagine never again feeling it in your body, feeling it in your thoughts, having no more knee-jerk reactions to what might happen to you? Freedom, freedom. You have already known this place. You have already lived in this place. And now you are returning home once again. Today, we celebrate the end of fear. No matter what it looks like outside of you, the new world is here, and fear is dead, and you are free. Your vehicle is standing by outside to take you to your new home. You can relax now. And in the quiet freedom of the new world, you will hear the voice of your Creator saying, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Well done." So you were going there, but now you're here, standing face to face. Now there's no fear. I can feel your doubt disappear. What had seemed so far is now so near. We lost our way one night. Clouds crossed the moon and covered up its light. I was wondering in the dark. I was searching so long, trying to find some peace of mind, till I finally saw the light of your star. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was going there, but now I'm here, standing face to face. Now there's no fear. So suddenly, now I see what I thought was God was right inside of me. How could I miss the obvious? Like a wave to the shore, come back for more, open the door, till I finally saw the light of my own star. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You were going there, but now you're here, standing face to face. Now there's no fear. I can feel your doubt disappear. For what we thought was far is now so near. Cheers, everyone. And always, as always, thank you for joining me. there's no more fear, and just say, that's not my world. Thank you for joining me. I am David.